Hi, my name is Megan Griffith, co-author of the Recovering from Mental Illness blog here on HealthyPlace, and today I want to talk to you about healing toxic shame from the past. So I'm fairly new to this entire concept of shame being really toxic and coming from your past and being internalized in your core beliefs about yourself. So I don't have a ton of recommendations, but I do have one surefire way to at least make you feel a little bit better about some aspect of the shame from your past. And that is to reclaim the words that were used to hurt you. This is something I'm trying really hard to do with one particular word right now. I'm sort of taking things one at a time. But this word is dramatic. A lot of people with mental illnesses get called dramatic, I think. Or maybe that's just my experience, but I have a feeling it's a lot of us because mental illness is dramatic. And I don't mean that in the shame-based way that it was used against me when I was younger. I mean that in the literal definition, which is that something dramatic is striking or exciting or impressive. And I wouldn't call mental illness exciting, but I would say it is incredibly striking and painful and impressive in the way that a natural disaster is impressive. It's truly dramatic. So we get called dramatic a lot, but not in a sort of neutral way, not in a, wow, that is a really dramatic way to feel. I'm sorry you're feeling that intensely. That's terrible. It's usually used more along the lines of, why are you being so dramatic? That's a ridiculous reaction to the situation and you're wrong. At least that has been my experience with the word dramatic. But part of the process of healing from toxic shame is realizing that the words that were used to hurt you, don't have to be that way. So I am learning that dramatic is not a bad word and it's not a bad thing for me to be dramatic. In fact, being dramatic, I think is probably one of my bigger strengths, which is very strange for me to admit. And I would not be able to talk about this at all like a year ago even. But being dramatic lends itself really well to being funny and empathetic and communicative. If I'm feeling something really strongly and I'm feeling really dramatic about it, I guess, when you're dramatic, you act out your emotions. You just say how you feel. And that is something I learned to avoid for a really long time because I didn't want to be dramatic. I didn't want to be wrong. But being dramatic is great. If you say how you're feeling, then the other person knows. They don't have to guess, and you can get what you need from them if you need something, or you can at least just communicate your feelings to them, and then they know, and they can react, and they can communicate their feelings. And because you're a big, dramatic person, you're going to absorb those and feel them with them, and that's empathy. And I think that's really meaningful in human connection. And just being dramatic has so many benefits, I guess, that I didn't see for so long because it was used to shame me. And for so long, I saw this huge part of my personality as something I had to hide and destroy, if at all possible. So a big part of healing toxic shame is just taking those words that were used against you and realizing that just like you yourself, those words are not inherently bad. Being dramatic is not bad, and being you is not bad. You are just a person. You are neutral. And if you live with a lot of toxic shame, neutral is way better than what we usually naturally think of ourselves. So that's my advice for healing toxic shame from the past. Reclaim those words that hurt you. Take them back. Realize that they were used against you. They were not used properly. They were not used to build you up or encourage you like they should have been. And just because other people use them that way doesn't mean that you have to. You can find good in those words, and you can find good in yourself.